the outcome was somewhat marred by controversy, Germaine De Randamie got the victory over Aspen Ladd on Saturday in the UFC on ESPN Plus 13 headliner. A key women's bantamweight fight, De Randamie comes out and drops Ladd with the very first punch, lands a follow-up shot. Referee Herb Dean stops the action, and right from there was some controversy brewing from this fight. Ladd somewhat complained in the cage. She took it very well after the fact, but in the moment she did seem somewhat upset. The crowd was upset as well, and it was one of those things where it was very tough call. Ladd was definitely hurt with the shot. Germaine De Randamie doesn't look like she was slowing down. As she said post-fight, she probably would have got on top and finished the fight there with some follow-up strikes, and I tend to agree there. Save Aspen Ladd from any further damage. Nonetheless, a great punch from De Randamie to start this fight, and this puts her very high in the women's bantamweight division going forward. Coming into this fight, it was somewhat promoted as a title eliminator at 135 pounds, and I think that ultimately has to prove what it will be. De Randamie seems to be the clear-cut contender to me at 135 pounds. The question is, what is the timeline for champion Amanda Nunes? What is she going to do next? Is she going to defend that 145 belt or the 135 belt? I think it hugely depends on what happens later this month at UFC 240 when Chris Cyborg fights Felicia Spencer. It seems like everyone has wanted a rematch between Cyborg and Nunes since their first fight happened, but it's very complicated. Cyborg going into this fight on the last fight on her contract. She made a very interesting tweet the other night calling Bellator's featherweight division superior to the UFC, and it seems like the signs are pointing towards her potentially parting ways with the UFC after this upcoming fight, in which case I think Nunes has to fight De Randamie. I think that would be the title she defend next, because I don't think there would be a very clear opponent for her at 145. So some things have to shake out here, but nevertheless I think De Randamie in a very, very good spot going forward. I know she said she doesn't want to wait around for it, but I think this is her time. She's got to make it happen, and I'm very interested to see a rematch between her and Nunes. Of course, Nunes winning the fight back in 2013 by first round TKO. A lot has changed since then. I think Nunes, of course, the hotter fighter, the fighter who was viewed as the best women's fighter of all time. It would be a stern challenge for De Randamie, but I think her skill set makes her a more interesting challenge for Nunes than something we've seen or the other potential options out there at 135.